What is happening, Spooling Up Squad? So I am running solo today until Alex gets done doing something with his family. Just did an oil change on the Vette. Good news is my catch can here is completely dry, so there's zero blow-by, which is a good thing. Except that's going to change when we smack this with the nitrous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this camera set up here, do a little video for you guys. What we're doing today is fuel pump wiring. A harness is made by a company called Racetronix. They're out of Canada. Basically what it is it's a thicker gauge wire that runs all the way from the alternator to the fuel pump, which is in the tank. But to access it, you've got to get down right in here. Has to come out, wheel has to come off. Pretty straightforward. You're just running one single wire from the alternator all the way back to here. And essentially what that's going to do is it's going to stabilize the voltage so you don't get any voltage drop. Not a booster pump, nothing like that. It's strictly just a preventative measure just to make sure that everything's running at 14 volts where it should. So I'm going to go ahead and get the camera set up and start tearing this thing apart. We'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I just want to show you something here. Inner fender well. Connection, the fuel pump is right there. The GM decided to say, well, if you're going to take it apart, we're going to make you work for it. This is just kind of hanging down, but it's still going to give us enough room. I think what I'm going to do is, there's an extra ground. I'm just going to sand off some paint on the frame here and, you know, get a self-tapping screw, ground it out to there. 7 bolts and one of these pain-in-the-ass clips. I use a screwdriver. It really isn't a difficult process. Running right to the back of the alternator, this little bolt right here, down through the rocker panel right at the bottom, zip tied out of the way, and it literally connects right here. What do we got here? We got geez, I don't know what this is. Sound deadening, courtesy of GM. I don't know. It's a plastic bag. I don't even know what it's filled with. It's filled with, yeah, it looks like it's filled with sound deadening material. Like I said, we're going to jump back into it. Some time lapse of me running the wire. I know, super sweet footage. But again, we want to show just how easy this is for everyone. If they're looking to do the install themselves versus paying someone, it really is straightforward. Let's rock and roll. Okay guys, I forgot one thing. This is the actual harness from Racetronix. We'll put a description down here somewhere for their website. Really nice wire kit. Everything's nice and loomed up. You got your connection here for the alternator. Little fuse, just in case you know, voltage gets too high. You don't want to burn this thing to the ground. And more than enough wire to get us all the way to the back. Nice, real nice relay. This thing is pretty legit, but you got your ground here, which like I said, I'm gonna find somewhere on the frame. It looks like there's already a spot on there to ground. All in all, really nice wire setup. Like I said, I'm gonna start at that end, get it up to the alternator, run this bad boy down, ground it, plug it into the stock harness, zip tie up the slack, and we're done. All right, guys, so that was probably one of the easiest things I've ever done. We've got my Racetronix harness here. As you can see, just dangling right now, a little dingle dangle. We're gonna get that tucked up into the rocker panel. For the two harnesses that come off of the fuel pump, and they're pretty self-explanatory. One goes into here, one goes into the other side. Racetronix even gives you the Delphi harness lock, these little purple things here, so it doesn't accidentally back out on itself and leave you with no fuel pressure or power to the pump. So that's pretty cool. I just got to tuck the wires up, get everything put back together, attached to the alternator, and see if we got fuel pressure. See you guys in a minute. All right, guys, everything's hooked up. Moment of truth. I'm gonna jump in and see if I can get this thing to start. Make sure there's fuel pressure, obviously. It'd be a big deal. We got fuel pressure. I'm gonna monitor it, go for a little short drive. Everything looks good. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna get everything buttoned up here. I'll take you through exactly what we did. Yeah, oh well. Wrap on the ZR1 spoilers coming off. Good thing we've got Buffalo Auto Skins at our disposal. My man Austin will be hooking it up, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's done. So we're gonna button it all back up and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right, Spooling Up Squad, we are back. I went ahead and threw my drag radials on because it's going to get the trans tuned tomorrow. And the guy said, yeah, well, I'm gonna need to bury that thing, so I need some traction. The same rims, just a 17. You got the meats, like Arby's. Just some Nitto NTO5Rs. But you can see everything's buttoned up. Go up in there. Yes, it's dirty. There's some loose pieces of rubber. Show you in the front here. The wire from the Racetronix kit is right here. Just goes to the bolt on the alternator right in the back. You want to keep it away from those, your headers, anything hot. So what I did is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but the washer fluid neck, it is right down in here. You can see the cable right where the tip of my finger is. I ran it down there because that literally dumps right to the underside of the, well, I guess this would be the fender here. You got to take one 7mm bolt off to pull it out, get enough clearance to kind of push it in and up into the rocker panel, run it all the way back, but it's at least away from all the heat. The fuse, just so it's in a comfortable position, I don't know. I'm thinking I was gonna put it right here on the cowl almost, just drill something in. But the more I got to looking at it, the more I realized, well, if I need to change the fuse out, which is pretty easy, it's just a little clip down here. One little clip kind of pulls away, and it's going to be screwed in somewhere with easy access. Maybe I'll put it here, or just in front of the coolant surge tank, overflow tank, and it's kind of up out of the way. I can tuck all the wires underneath, make it look real clean. I think that's probably what I'll do. I want a 7mm socket. Clip pry tool is huge to get those clips off. 7mm ratchet or 7mm socket and a ratchet, and that's pretty much it. Have some zip ties. If you get the Racetronix kit, they do actually give you a boatload of zip ties, which is cool. A 10mm socket for that grounding point. Now you C5 guys, I don't know if that's there. It sounds like it probably isn't, just on the stuff I've read. Took about a half hour, start to finish. Alex is gonna be heading out here in a little bit. We're gonna be tearing apart his valve cover and his intake manifold and his charge piping off of the 6, so Austin can get to work on painting those. Don't know what color he's gonna go with yet, but it should look sick regardless. I think he also said he's gonna take it to his work and sandblast them, get all the casting marks out and make it as smooth as possible so Austin can just lay his paint down and be good to go. So I'm gonna go take this thing out for a spin. I'll bring you guys along with me. Let me get some of this stuff cleaned up, get it out of the way, and we'll see you guys in a minute. All right guys, we're back in the vet. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm gonna take it for a spin, take this little guy for a ride, see what we got. Shift this manually with the paddles. It's with the trans tune that's in there. It's for a stock converter. It's doesn't know what it wants to do. Shift points are all wonky and do with the paddles. So we'll see. Let's see if we can turn off traction control here. How are you?